And now it's time for Children's GBC with George Brind this morning. And it's not even Halloween yet.
Good morning, everybody. My name is George Brind, and welcome to this Tuesday edition of Children's GBC. We've got lots of great programmes coming your way this morning, and we're going to be kicking things off with the Herbs. And today's episode is called The Show.
Parsley is a herb. So is basil and rosemary.
Anyone who has tried putting on a show knows how much of a nightmare it can be sometimes, but if all goes well, you'll get there in the end. But our next programme now is Gumdrop. And it is indeed about that lovable vintage car driven by Mr. Oldcastle himself. And in today's episode, Gumdrop may be finding a ghost.
One sunny fine morning, night of all.
Well, it wasn't a ghost in the end. But anyway, our next programme now is The World of Peter Rabbit and Friends. And today, it is the tale of Samuel Whiskers, or the Roly-Poly Pudding, guest starring Struan Roger, Rosemary Leach and Patricia Routledge. And, well, what on earth is Samuel Whiskers up to? Well, you'll see for yourself. This is The World of Peter Rabbit and Friends. Well, Tom Kitten was almost certainly saved in the end, but now it is time for the Sooty Show, and today Sooty and the gang have discovered that there seems to be a burglary going on in their house. But just who is the burglar, and why is Sweep so unusually not hungry? Well, you'll see for yourself. This is the Sooty Show.
Everything is peaceful and quiet in Sooty's house.
Well, as it turned out, it wasn't a burglar. It was, in actual fact, Sweep. Well, he sort of was the burglar and sort of no. You see, he was actually asleep. He was sleepwalking. But, well, I'm glad that Matthew and Sooty and Sue managed to sort that out. But our next programme now, which is also our last for this morning, is Tugs. And today's episode is called Pilot.
The tugboat, for its size, is the most powerful craft afloat. And the Star Tugs are the power behind the docks and waterways that make up the big city port. This is Tugs. I remember a time we'd all had a long, hard day.
They move pretty fast when they're not scared.
They certainly do.
There will be another episode of Tugs, which is only happening next time. But I'm sure George Brind will conclude the programmes next. And don't forget, later on this afternoon, one story of Sodor Railway Tales that's coming up later this afternoon here on Children's GBC.
And that brings us to the end of our programmes here for this Tuesday morning on Children's GBC. We hope you enjoyed them, and be sure to look out for some more coming your way very soon. In fact, George Buxton may have his usual set of programmes by this afternoon as well. And, well, as the rest of October goes on, you might be in for some more Halloween or Halloween-esque spills and chills. So, well, stay tuned for that. But anyway, I've been George Brind, and I shall see you very soon, next Friday afternoon. Goodbye.
You're watching GTV. And now it's time for this morning's film. Now, instead of a carry-on for a change, here we have Norman Wisdom, and in the film, The Bulldog Breed.